What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Today we get to do something really interesting with the C8 Corvette, something that I did with my C7 Corvette ZR1, and it makes a huge impact visually. All right, guys, so like I said, this is something that makes a big difference for the car, especially visibly. It doesn't really offer anything performance-wise, but I did do it on the ZR1, and it is one of my absolute favorite mods. So, you guys are probably asking by now, well, what could it possibly be? Let's get into it. All right, so here it is. This pile of parts on the back of the C8 Corvette is what we're going to be installing today, and if you haven't guessed it yet, they're taillight covers. So anyway, let's get into the installation of these things. They're not overly difficult, but I do like to show you guys how to do these things just so you have a good idea of what you're getting into if you were to buy something like this yourself. Like I said, our friends over at RPI Designs are the ones that sent these, and they have been absolutely fantastic to work with. I have a bunch of their parts on the C7 Corvette ZR1, and I even have a couple on the C8 Corvette. So if you guys don't remember, the front lip here, painted carbon flash, was from RPI Designs. If you guys didn't see that video, I will link it to the top right of this one, but that product is absolutely fantastic. They have some great quality stuff there, and their customer service is awesome. I've been working a lot with Josh over there, and I have no complaints. So anyway, guys, let's jump into the installation of these things and see how much better this car can look with some tinted taillight covers. All right, guys, so welcome to the left side or driver's side of my C8 Corvette. This is where we're gonna start. The entire kit from RPI Designs is a bunch of different pieces. So at the end of the day, we actually have 14 pieces. Now that means 7 pieces per taillight. If we take a look, we can count out the 7 different pieces. We have one here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's one over on the very side here that is a red reflector. So 7 pieces per taillight. Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys how to install it and what we need to do. Obviously, we can tell these taillights are a little bit dirty, so I'm gonna wipe all these down before we get started with just soap and water. Then we're gonna do a little bit of a rubbing alcohol mix to make sure that that surface is as prepped and as clean as possible so these things stick and don't come flying off at speed. So after they're cleaned off, we're gonna go ahead and use some isopropyl alcohol on a nice clean microfiber towel and go ahead and just start wiping everything down again. Now this is going to ensure the best possible bond. If you don't clean these surfaces up and really get them prepared for the double-sided tape that we're going to be putting on here, you could have problems with these things coming off at speed. Now, with that said, I have never had any problems with mine on my ZR1 because the surfaces were properly prepped. I have had mine on there now for about 6,000 miles, and if you guys are familiar with the channel, I don't exactly drive the car lightly. Obviously, the ones I have on the ZR1 are also made by RPI Designs, so yeah. I feel like the quality is going to be the exact same here, and as long as you prep the surface, they're going to stick just fine. You guys have probably seen alcohol wipe downs before. I'm sure you get the idea. Clean every single surface you're going to stick tape to ensure a proper bond, and then we're moving on with the next step. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about these particular taillight covers and why they're different from other things you can buy. So if we take these out of the actual packaging here, you can see that these are not just flat acrylic pieces. They are 3D molded and will obviously have a much better fit. Now you can buy flat acrylic stuff that won't fit anywhere near as well, won't look as good. But like I said, these are not flat acrylic cut on a laser. They are actually contour molded by plastic injection. What that ultimately boils down to is these are higher quality, they'll fit better, they'll look better, and you're not gonna have to worry about them after you install them. I will leave the link for these down in the description below. If you guys have a C8 of your own and you'd like to tint out the taillights, check it out. RPI Designs, first one to have these out in 3D molded form like this, and they are going to look absolutely awesome. I can guarantee it because they looked amazing on the C7. So the very first is going to be this piece. We're going to kind of just mock it up to see, yeah, just make sure we're looking at the right piece here. If I leave that sit there for a second, you guys can see how much of a difference there's going to be here. The way that these things work is really nice because they obviously give you that blacked out appearance, but they allow light to pass through. RPI Designs recommends that you mock them up first to make sure you know exactly how they're going to fit, how they're going to look, and make sure you're good with everything before removing that tape. So as you can see here, this is going to be just fine. I'm going to remove that off there. Then we get to do the awesome job of removing the protective layer of the double-sided tape on the back. Now, before we move past that, I also want to note the kind of double-sided tape that they're using. It's called VHB, Very Heavy Bond, and it's clear. So yes, you are double-sided taping this to the taillight, and you really can't see that tape unless you get really close to it. It is completely transparent. It has the Very Heavy Bond signature to it, meaning once it touches and you place it, it's not going to come off. Now, like I said, if you improperly prep the surface, you have more of a chance of these blowing off, but if you do it right, this Very Heavy Bond tape is not going to come off. Honestly, this is probably going to be the most time-consuming part of this particular video, because yeah, if we look at this, to get in here and, oh, there we go. Well, that just made a liar out of me, but yeah, not the easiest stuff to remove, but if you have a pair of tweezers or something, might help a little bit with it. Now, on the big swooping piece here, there is actually 4 pieces of the Very Heavy Bond. On the C7, for comparison, there was 2 pieces on each lens. I think RPI Designs is kind of making sure that these are definitely not going anywhere. And I kind of got fed up and stopped fighting myself with it. I went and grabbed a pair of tweezers, got all the protective layers off. We're ready to install this particular piece. RPI Designs also goes to tell you in the instructions to go ahead and install this and hold it down for 30 seconds. So that's going to create kind of a more consistent bond. So let's do that. So now we're just holding for 30 seconds and that should be good. So like I said, guys, that Very Heavy Bond tape is it's no joke. What you want to do is kind of install it top first and then slide it down onto the bottom. Because of where that tape is applied, you don't want to have it grip too early before it's all the way on. I'll show you what I mean with this piece here. So we're going to go ahead and grab the next one, which is that same smaller swooping piece. And we're going to go ahead and remove all of the protective layers here. Since this is a 7-piece kit, you can actually choose to install or not install whatever you want. With those 2 pieces on there, you can see this is kind of cool. If you wanted to keep those clear looking lenses there, you absolutely can. You do not have to install all of these pieces. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and install all of them, especially anything that's red or reflective. I want to cover up with these. The next one is ready. I have all the protective layers removed. So I'm going to show you what I mean by starting with the top and then rolling it down. So we're going to start like this and then roll it onto the rest of the swooping part of this taillight. So just like this, get it kind of lined up where you want it. And then we're going to roll it down onto the rest of it. And then we're going to hold it in place again for 30 seconds. So that is 2 pieces successfully installed. We only have 5 more to go. So because of the way these taillights are designed, it is obviously multiple pieces, multiple parts. But like I said, it's actually kind of cool because that means you can choose what you want to install and what you don't want to install. On the passenger side, we'll try something a little different. We'll try installing some pieces and not others just to see how it looks. But regardless, guys, like I said, this is going to be totally a case-by-case basis. Either you're going to want all of them or you're going to want some or maybe not any. But I am definitely liking the way that that is looking so far. It's really giving it more of a stealth approach, which is exactly what I wanted to do with the C7. Definitely what I want to do with the C8, considering, yeah, it is XPEL stealth wrapped. So why not give it that stealth approach? Next, we're going to go ahead and do the side reflector part. So it is shaped like this. Now that is going to go and fit right in there to kind of block out that red reflector. 2 pieces of Very Heavy Bond tape in there. We're just going to stick it in there, hold it for 30 seconds, and then it is done. And there it is. So we're just holding for 30 seconds and then we are good to go with this one. This one's a little easier to install because it is more of a flat piece of acrylic, whereas the swooping designs, especially on the back taillights, I don't see how you could even cover those up with anything flat. It has to be a 3D style plastic to really cover the way it should. The best part is like I said, these things still allow light to pass through, so your reflector, even right here, will still be functional. It just looks a lot more stealthy. And now to the back part of the taillight again. It's a little hard to see on camera, but there is another red reflector here and under here as well. So if you guys wanted to cover up everything that's red, you would have 5 pieces covered up. The 2 that are the silver parts here, you wouldn't cover up if you wanted to have that show through, which we'll actually play around with a little bit on the passenger side just to see, you know, what it would look like. Now again, the reflectors under here are going to be just like the reflector on the side of the tail light, pretty much flat and a lot easier to stick in there because it's pretty much a flat piece of plastic with two pieces of very heavy bond double-sided tape on it. So there it is, a little bit better of an angle so you can kind of see that red reflector I'm talking about underneath the clear part of the actual taillight. So for those of you who don't know or don't have a C8 yet, this part lights up when you hit your brakes. The reflector part right here that we're about to cover doesn't light up at all. And the swooping part, like I said, is only for a daytime running light. So the only parts that are really tail light related is this and the other side as well for the turn signal, but it's the clear portion of the tail light. So what we're covering here is a reflector that doesn't light up anyway, so it's not even a big deal if light doesn't pass through this, even though I know it does. So we're going to do the same kind of thing here. Just get it into place and stick and hold it. Wow, that fits really nicely. I literally felt it pop into place. RPI Designs definitely designed these things to perfectly fit. So you guys aren't gonna have any problems with the fitment on these. That was awesome. I was actually genuinely surprised by the way that just popped into place. So anyway, we're gonna hold it for 30 seconds and then move on to the next one. And there is the final product. So as you can see, there's no reflective red there. And if we move over to the other side, you can see still very reflective-y. Let's move over to the outermost driver's side taillight and do the same thing. So here is the piece, still kind of small, still very flat, so these are going to be the easier pieces to install, and as long as it fits like the other one did, it should literally snap right into place. Very impressive. Yep, same thing here, guys. Wow, that is really very impressive. Like I said, guys, these things are going to fit perfectly, and they already look pretty cool. I really like the idea of doing stuff like this, that it literally fits the taillight contours, so it doesn't look like you have a cover on your taillights. If you guys can remember the taillight covers from back in the day, they never really looked very good. They didn't fit very good. These are totally a different thing. Anyway, I'm gonna hold this for 30 seconds and I'll let you see what it looks like at the end. And the last two final pieces are going to fit right there to cover up the clear part. I kind of feel like I want to leave the clear part uncovered, but I don't know. Let me know down below what you guys think. Should I leave that uncovered? Should I cover it up with this? For the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and cover it. But if you guys decide the same thing I'm thinking and you don't want it on there, you can always pull it off. They are just double-sided tape. I'm going to show the process, but I might not leave these particular ones on here. So just like that, then we'll press and hold for 30 seconds. So other than the swooping part of the taillight, all the rest of the pieces are almost flat. They do have some beveled edges to them, the one that I'm installing here now, but the swooping parts of the taillight are definitely the more difficult pieces to install. The rest of them pretty much fit right into place, and then you just hold them for 30 seconds. And there's the final product. So as you guys can see there, the one on the left is not done and the one on the right is. So yeah, let me know down below what you think. Would you leave that clear or would you cover it up as well? I'm leaning towards leaving that part clear and just covering up the red reflector style stuff. And the final piece, same kind of thing. Just gonna put it on there and hold it for 30 seconds. And like I said, there is a beveled edge on this, so you'll know exactly once you get it into place. So we're gonna hold for 30 seconds and then we'll be back to show you the final result. And there it is. So again, kind of a little bit of a comparison there. Very, very stealthy for sure. So there's stock. There's the more stealth approach. So I think it looks pretty cool. That would look especially good on a black car in my opinion. Let's go ahead and do the passenger side, but leave those two pieces off of the actual clear part of the taillight and see which one you like better. Definitely looks more aggressive. There's no doubt about it, but yeah, I think leaving the clear part, I think I might do that permanently. We're gonna do it on that side and see how it looks. But let me know what you guys think down below. And now the last piece, which is this reflector piece here. Like I said, these ones are real easy because they fit real nicely and they basically just snap into place. Just like that. Press and hold down for 30 seconds and that's it. We are good to go. So yeah, this is what we're doing here. So if you take a look at this versus this, what do you guys think? Should I leave the clear or should I black it out like it is done on the left side? It looks pretty good either way, but honestly, I think it looks better with the clear showing here. Now, if this was a black car, I would black that out. But given the fact that it's not black, and we just want those black accents, I think leaving these clear might be the best way to do it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below, because honestly, whatever you say, I'm gonna do here. So let me know what you think. But yeah, guys, I am very, very happy with these overall. I think RPI Designs is definitely on to something here. The fitment is absolutely perfect, and it looks really, really good. So none of the red reflectors standing out anymore. This is it. I mean, it really looks good with the black accents I have on the car. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a big thumbs up, guys. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's upload. If you liked what you saw, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about the taillight covers from RPI Designs, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. And please, guys, let me know what you like better here. Do you like it with the clear showing, or do you like it all blacked out? Yeah, I'm having trouble deciding. So let me know which one of those two combinations you like better. And if you're interested in a set of your own taillight covers for the C8 Corvette, I will, of course, leave them in the description down below. Definitely check them out. RPI Designs has been really awesome to me, and they have made some awesome products for the C7 and the C8. They do make parts for other Corvettes. I just have not experienced them because I only own a C7 and a C8. So anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. I'm going to have loads of C8 and C7 Corvette content coming you are not going to want to miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.